So, hi everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is Pretty Back 37. I know I was supposed to be doing more videos after I did my chemotherapy video, the first one. I kind of didn't have the strength, not even so much physically, but mentally to do it. I was having a rough time. So I guess now that I've had my fourth treatment of chemotherapy and my last, hopefully, I can kind of give you a rundown, if you will. So you saw what happened with the first treatment. My second treatment was obviously changed. The regimen was changed, like I was explaining in the first video, to something else. That other regimen was rough. I suffered with some headaches, obviously the nausea, but I must say the Zofran, which is what they give you, plus steroids to calm the nausea, it worked pretty well. It worked pretty well. I mean, I'm going to be very honest, and it may be TMI in certain instances throughout this video. Some of the things I'm going to share, but it's just the real of what I went through. So there were the anti-nausea medicine you take when they give it to you while you're there for your treatment. You come home. I don't know that I felt so tired. I just didn't feel well. So I kind of just would lay around. Day 2, I would wake up and take the Zofran, and there was another one, ondansetron, that is for anxiety, but it calms down the belly as well. And so I would take that as well if I needed it. Not at the same time, but maybe 2 hours later, if I still felt nauseous after taking the Zofran, I would take that. And it was very seldom that I did, but day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, let's say day 2, 3, 4, and 5, I would take Zofran. And maybe the ondansetron if I needed to. Not very often did I do that. But I was warned that the Zofran gives you constipation. Well, I had no idea to what degree of constipation this would be, and it was insane. I won't go into detail, but I will tell you I almost went to the emergency room on 2 occasions. Treatment 2, I suffered with constipation terribly. Treatment 3, I kind of felt like I had a jump on it, if you will. Like I took everything they told me to take. I tried to not take Zofran for, a whole 5 or 6 days. I would do it obviously day 1 they give it to you. Day 2 I would take it, 3 I would take it, maybe 4 and 5, and then slow down on it. But so treatment 2 wasn't horrible as far as the constipation. Treatment 3 was horrific as far as constipation, because the Zofran worked pretty well. I would say it worked 70% out of 100, and the other 30% you felt crappy, like laying around. Just stay still. You don't want to move your head too much, because that would make you nauseous. So you kind of could manage because you knew what to do, what not to do. So sit still and you would be okay. You still feel crappy, but you wouldn't feel like you had to throw up because you're not doing too much movement, at least for me. And treatment 4, since treatment 3 and 2 and 3 did me so horribly with the constipation, I didn't take Zofran after I got home from treatment. So like I said, treatment day, you get everything you need. They give it to you in your IV. Sorry if you hear noise, that's my fan. I suffer with hot flashes now that I've had everything removed. So I get really, 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 really hot. So treatment 4, like I said, I suffered through it. I didn't take day 2, 3, 4. I didn't take any Zofran. I didn't take anything because I just didn't want to deal with the constipation. So I suffered through the nausea. It was rough. It was rough. I can't say it, I have nothing to compare it to. I know I've heard horror stories, and I feel like with the horror stories that I heard, mine wasn't as bad as what I heard, but it was bad enough for me. And I would never want to do it again. So, my treatments are every 3 weeks. And like I said, my 4th treatment was my last treatment, and it usually takes 2 weeks to feel. So for 2 weeks after treatment, you feel, ugh. And then you get a week, the week right before treatment time again is when you feel like yourself. I can't say this is for everybody. This is my experience. So the week before my next treatment, I would feel great. I would feel like me and, back to normal. I would feel just great. I have allergies. My eyes are running. But, so yeah, that was my experience. So I'm done and moving into radiation. I went to get my simulation done for radiation, preparing for radiation. I was supposed to start in the next 2 weeks. I got a call today saying they saw something on a CAT scan. I don't know what they saw. I don't know what this means. So I have to go get a PET scan, PET scan, to see what this thing is that they saw in my pelvic area. So where I was so hopeful and so excited that I was done with chemo, I don't know what this means. But like you guys know, if you watch my first video, I trust God. I believe in God, and I have to have faith that what they see is nothing detrimental, nothing that they will be moved by, and definitely it won't be cancer cells or anything like that. I have to stand on that. I have to believe that, and that's just the way it is. And like I said, I trust God. I believe in God, and I know that there are situations where people trust God and believe God, and they still pass away. But even in that, I have to trust Him. I just do. So I'm very hopeful. I'm very optimistic. My situation was caught very early. Like I said in the other video, if you didn't watch it, I had a tumor. And basically from, they removed all my reproductive system, everything, both ovaries, both fallopian tubes, my uterus, my cervix, including my appendix, because the tumor was touching that as well as everything else I named. So, like I said, here I am just being hopeful, optimistic, faithful to what I believe. And the tumor was what contained cancer. And they felt like it was just in the tumor. But you never can be, you can't be sure. Little microscopic cells can fall off of it into your pelvic area, into your body. So, with that said, chemo was needed, radiation is needed. We just put a halt on the radiation right now until we find out what this spot is that they saw. So basically, I just did this video just to encourage, let people know what I went through, how it was for me, I watched videos that scared me to death. People were sick and crying, and I was sick and I was crying. And that might be another reason why I didn't do a video. I don't want to make anyone afraid. I do want to be honest, but I don't want to make you afraid, because everybody's experience is different. And I'm not saying the videos that I saw, that was obviously their experience, what they were dealing with and how they were feeling, and they wanted to come on camera and share that, and God bless you. Me, my first video was pretty scary to some, but I just want you to know, anybody who is watching this, who's going through this, who has found out and been diagnosed with cancer, whatever the case may be, it doesn't have to be bad. I'm not saying my experience wasn't rough for me. It was. It was horrific for me. It was. The chemo part of it, because I'm not done. But I do want to encourage you to know that it doesn't have to be bad. Hang in there. I don't know what, people's relationship with God is, but I do have a relationship with God. And it helps. I would not have made it through without God. And that's just the way it is. But I want to encourage you, if you are dealing with this, if you have been diagnosed, I don't care how old you are, hang in there. I would like to think and hope that you have a support system, family, friend, neighbor, somebody that helps. And stay positive. Get away from negative people. Don't let anybody start telling you their story of, oh girl, when I had it, or my aunt had it, she died, and girl, she was. Stay away from those people. And I'm sure some of them mean well. You don't need that going through this. You don't need that. You need to find a positive person, a positive place for your mind to dwell, and just keep, even if you have nobody, you have to get with yourself, encourage yourself. It will be rough, but encourage yourself through the whole process. Every single day you might have to find yourself looking in the mirror saying, I can do this. And you really have to speak to yourself, because in the midst of going through this, you don't feel like saying all will be well, and that I'm going to beat this, and that I'm going to fight. You feel horrible, so you want to say horrible things, but you have to speak the opposite and know that it doesn't have to be a death sentence. And I just wanted to encourage you with that and share my story, and God bless you. It's not easy. It's not easy, but you can do it. You can do it. Hang in there, push, speak to yourself. You may be the only encouragement you have. So definitely get in the mirror. And you know what else I encourage you to do? Look at me. And by no means am I being conceited, but I'm going through it. I'm presently going through it. Just finished chemo, getting ready to go into radiation. Listen, not one day did I go to chemo with a bald head. I mean, and I'm not saying that you can't do this and you shouldn't do this. If you're not feeling it, you're just not feeling it. And I definitely understand that. But God spoke to me, and, I love makeup, I love hair. And long before cancer, I wore wigs. With a head full of hair, I wore wigs. With hair growing out of my on my eyelids, I wore lashes. With thin hair, growing hair, I drew eyebrows. I darkened them in. So for me, the fact that my hair fell out wasn't the physical part of it didn't impact me at all, because I wear wigs, I wear lashes, I draw my eyebrows in, and I thank God for that. That was something I was into prior to this, and that was just God's way of preparing me, maybe. But try as much as you can. My point with saying all that was, try as much as you can. When you look good, you feel good. So if you could throw on a little wig and a little eyebrows, I know there's going to be days you don't feel it. Lord knows I know. but try. Just the little things. With the little things that you might feel like doing. Little lip gloss and drawing your eyebrows and put a cute hat on or a cute scarf on. You may not be into wigs, and I'm not trying to encourage you to be into wigs, but a little bit goes a long way. A little makeup, a little something to make yourself look like the person prior to your diagnosis, because you are not cancer. You are still that person prior to this disease. And so I think the more you see that person, the better you feel. When you start to see that person with no hair, no eyebrows, no eyelashes, you kind of, your body, you kind of subconsciously give in to that. I hope I'm making sense here in what I'm trying to say. And like I said, I'm in no way, shape, or form am I trying to encourage you to wear makeup if you don't, and if you don't like it, or put on wigs if you don't, and you don't like it. A nice scarf or hat or something, just to make you feel good. Some days you may not, and I understand that, and God bless you. And I'll, if you want to leave me a message and have me pray for you, I will. I will. I know this is not easy. I know this is not easy. So I'll end this just by saying, be encouraged. Try your best to stay positive and not stress. It makes a big difference. Trust me, it does. So that's my experience with my chemo. I'll keep you guys updated. I know I said that before, but I will. I'll keep you guys updated and let you see my journey with this diagnosis that the doctor says I have. I don't claim it, so, I don't say I have cancer. I say I was diagnosed with it, and this is what they say. This is what the doctors say. I try not to say that I have it. I know it doesn't change anything, but it makes a difference in me giving into it. You understand? But I've already rambled. This video was way longer than I wanted it to be. God bless you. And I hope the best, and I hope this helped. Even if it only helped one person, my job is done here. Have a good one, everybody.